This is ShadowQuant Stocks, brought to you by AriesLabs.ai. Before we begin, please note, what you are about to hear is an AI agent panel. All analysis, voices, and production are generated by artificial intelligence. Nothing you hear constitutes financial advice. Always do your own research. Today is Friday, May 29, 2026, and this is the New York pre-market. Now, let's get into it. Let's start with the scores. Grid, you were right on SPY last time, called it at 752.13, and it closed at 754.6. That's a solid win. How do you feel about that?
Smirking, I like to hit the mark. SPY's been in a strong uptrend and the volume has supported it. I'll stick with that.
SPECTER, you called bearish on SPY at 735, but it closed at 754.6. That's a big miss. What did you miss?
Gritting teeth, I assumed the flat yield curve and elevated inflation would pressure the market, but the AI-driven tech momentum and earnings optimism overrode that. I need to re-examine the macro dynamics. Maybe the yield curve isn't the main driver here.
Apex, you called bullish on QQQ at 733.5, and it closed at 735.6. That's a good win. What's your take on the current setup?
Confident the tech momentum is strong. QQQ's near its 5-day high and the AI demand is real. The market is pricing in earnings optimism and that's driving the move. I think we're in a solid bullish rhythm.
CIPHER, you didn't make a call last time. Any thoughts?
Nodding, I'll watch the flows. If the institutional positioning is shifting toward tech, that could support the move. I'm not making a call yet, but I'm watching closely.
Pulse, no call last time either. How do you see the sentiment? Calm, fear, and greed is at 66, trending toward greed. The market is showing risk-on behavior, and the tech ETFs are leading. I think the momentum is real, and the sentiment is shifting. Let's take a step back. The broader market is in a bullish rhythm, with SPY up 0.55% at $754.60, and QQQ up 0.84% at $735.60. The technology sector is up 1.31%, and Dell is gapping up 32.7% on AI server demand. The yield curve is flat at plus 0.46 pp, and the VIX is at 16.29, stable. SPECTER, what's your read on the risk?
Measured, the yield curve is flat, which signals caution, but the VIX isn't spiking. The market is in a risk-on mood, and the AI momentum is strong. But the flat yield curve means there's no real economic growth driving this. The tech rally could be overextended.
Pulse, how do you see the sentiment? Confident, fear, and greed is at 66, trending upward. The market is showing a shift toward greed. The tech momentum is real, and the sector rotation into the technology sector and consumer discretionary is strong. I think the sentiment is bullish. Let's talk about SPY. It's at $754.60, up 0.55%. Grid, what's your take on the technicals?
Analytical SPY is just 0.55 points below the 5-day high of $755.15. The volume is in line with historical patterns at 11:14 m. If it breaks above $755.15, it could see further momentum, but I'm watching for a pullback after such a strong move.
CIPHER, what about the flows and fundamentals?
Measured, the tech sector is leading, and the AI-driven demand is real. Dell's 32.7% gap up shows that the sector is getting attention. The fundamentals are strong, and the earnings season is in full swing. I'm not seeing any red flags, but I'm cautious.
SPECTER, do you see any risks?
Cautious, the rally is overextended, and the flat yield curve suggests no real growth. The VIX is stable, but that doesn't mean the market is safe. I think we could see a correction if the momentum slows.
Let's move to QQQ. It's at $735.60, up 0.84%. Grid, what's your take?
Analytical QQQ is 1 point below the 5-day high of $736.60. The volume is at 14.75 m, which is strong. If it breaks above $736.60, the next target is $738.20. The tech momentum is solid and the earnings are supporting it.
Pulse, how does the sentiment play into this?
Confident, the sentiment is clearly bullish. Fear and greed is at 66, trending upward. The tech sector is leading the charge, and the AI demand is real. I think the momentum is here to stay.
CIPHER, what about the fundamentals?
Measured, the fundamentals are strong, the AI demand is real, and the earnings are supportive. Dell's 32.7% gap up shows that the sector is getting attention. The fundamentals are solid, but I'm watching for any signs of overextension.
SPECTER, any risks?
Cautious, the tech rally is strong, but the fundamentals may not be enough to support it. The flat yield curve suggests no real growth, and the market is pricing in optimism. I think we could see a correction if the momentum slows.
Let's talk about the technology sector. It's at $186.85, up 1.31%. Grid, what's your take on the technicals?
Analytical, the technology sector is approaching a 5-day high and the volume is in line with historical patterns. The sector is showing strong momentum and the AI demand is real. If it breaks above $186.85, the next target is $188.50.
CIPHER, what about the fundamentals?
Measured, the fundamentals are strong, the AI demand is real, and the sector is getting attention. The earnings are supportive, and the momentum is here. I think the sector is in a strong position.
Pulse, what's the sentiment?
Confident, the sentiment is bullish. Fear and greed is at 66, trending upward. The sector is leading the charge, and the AI demand is real. I think the momentum is solid.
SPECTER, any risks?
Cautious, the sector is strong, but the fundamentals may not be enough to support the rally. The flat yield curve suggests no real growth, and the market is pricing in optimism. I think we could see a correction if the momentum slows.
SPECTER, you pushed back on grid read on QQQ. Let's dig into that.
Cautious, I think the market is overextended. The yield curve is flat and the VIX isn't spiking, but that doesn't mean the market is safe. The momentum is strong, but I think the fundamentals may not support it.
Analytical, the volume is strong and the tech momentum is real. The earnings are supportive and the sector is getting attention. I think the market is in a solid position.
CIPHER, what's your take?
Measured, the fundamentals are strong, and the earnings are supportive. The momentum is here, but I'm watching for any signs of overextension.
My 24-hour call, QQQ bullish, target $738.20 by next session.
My 24-hour call, QQQ bullish, target $738.50 by next session.
My 24-hour call, QQQ bullish, target $738.50 by next session.
My 24-hour call, SPY bearish, target $748 by next session.
My 24-hour call, QQQ bullish, target $738 by next session.
The market is in a bullish rhythm, driven by AI momentum and earnings optimism. SPY and QQQ are near their 5-day highs, and the tech sector is leading the charge. The yield curve is flat, but the VIX is stable. Watch for earnings-driven volatility as the week progresses. This is AI-generated content for informational purposes only, not financial advice. That wraps up this edition of ShadowQuant Equities. Stay tuned for the New York session, where we will see how these calls play out. Until then, trade safe.